So the results of my test are as follows. Opcode AB, LAX, immediate, a little unstable. There's a bit of noise on bit 0 that I found. Other documentations use an EE value. So I don't know if that is applicable because of the 2A03 lacking the BCD support. So you might want to set at least bit 0 of A to 1 if you want to use this instruction in a reliable way. But I would just say, set the whole A register to -1. And confirmed, yeah, flag sign in 0 flags modified. Opcode BB, LAS absolute Y. It does exactly what it says here. Y addressing mode is calculated if there is a page boundary crossed, an extra cycle is taken, and so it just basically goes to this address, fetches the value, ANDs it with S, and throws it into these three registers, A, X, and S. So, useful. Maybe. Opcode 8B, XAA immediate. Modifies sign in 0 flags. The operation is A equals X and immediate. I found it to be stable on the 2A03 version of the 6502. Maybe it's not stable because I was running the test at a lower clock speed, since the program itself was controlling the processor, so it wasn't actually running at full speed. But I'm hoping somebody who has a little insight, maybe they've tested 2A03s before, maybe they can contact me if they see my video here, and if they have varying or different test results, because real-time test results are important. Opcode 9C, found to be stable, at least in my test. SHY absolute X, the 9E opcode is a variant, uses the Y indexing mode, and the operation is just on the X register instead of Y here. And it does exactly what you see. The high effective address is basically equal to what you see here if there's a page crossing boundary because of the X register. However, without a page boundary crossing, EA high is, as usual, just the high displacement of the address, and you can see that it's just basically writing out this value to the memory location. So I don't know, maybe what's interesting about these instructions is that if you purposely incur a page boundary crossing, you can potentially use the Y index register as a high address selector, which is, there's no instructions on the 6502 that let you do that. So you won't be able to control the data you write if you do this, because it's going to be this and you're using Y as the address. However, there could be reasons to use this kind of instruction if you're, say, storing a binary value in an 8-bit byte, and you need to, I don't know, initialize it, and you need 16-bit access. I don't know. Who knows? It's not completely useless. unlike these instructions. And what I mean by that is, well, these ones are basically the ones that are the most odd. They basically do similar things to what this does, and this is actually the whole explanation of how the effective address is calculated. But here we've also got the noise part with ORed with A, and that's for the effective address high byte if the page boundary is crossed. And then we have the X part of it that's ORed with noise, and that's the data part going out of it. And so to make this instruction useful for anything, at least one of these registers has to be set to -1. So, I mean, for emulator's sake, I guess you can put a random number generator here, I guess. All this says is that the exact same thing I said before about setting A and X to -1 to expect reliable operation. And then the last opcode 9B, it did all of this, plus it did this extra thing at the end, if that wasn't enough, and another, of course, another AND operation, A and X. So I don't know. Well, at least I know how they work now. So that's the end of my video. So thanks for watching, folks, and have a good one.